Facebook Live. It's Paul from workwithstormy.com. How are you all going today? Sunny day here in Melbourne. It's about lunchtime. Beautiful weather. I'm out and about. And I thought I'd get this live in a little earlier than I normally do. See if I can perhaps catch some people while they're still awake on the other side of the world. What I want to talk about today is, well, it's a question really. Are you thinking? It seems to me that there are so many people out there that just don't seem to want to think for themselves. And, you know, if you're not thinking for yourself, then who's doing the thinking for you? I'll put it to you that a large percentage of the people out there are letting the television and the radio and just the media, mass media in general, do the thinking for them. You know, the opinions that they form about things, and they just hear stuff, and that's where they get their opinions from. Now, that's terrible, in my opinion. All the things that, g'day Biff, g'day James, how you going? Things that I talk about, I don't watch the news, and I used to. Sometimes when I'm trying to watch something else or do something else, I get these kind of flash updates that they do and everything, and I try and zone out of them. But the one thing I do notice when they're on is that there might be 4 or 5 items come up, and it's all negative, all of it. And it's just basically there's shock value and that sort of thing. And it's just rubbish. G'day, Cindy. So who are you thinking? And if you're not, who's doing it for you? Because, you know, you like everything else, everything's made up of 100%. And, you know, if you've got 50% positive thoughts in your mind, then the other 50% must be negative. If you're not doing any of your own thinking, then 100% of your thinking must be coming from somewhere else. Just have a think about that. So, you know, poison our minds all. That's exactly right, James. G'day, Ian. How you going? Look, it's the same with everything in life. You know, you've got to take charge of everything you do yourself. Everything you do is your fault. Everything that happens to you is your fault. You know, if your business isn't working, if you're not making sales, or if you're not, you know, if things just aren't working, then the only person to blame is you. So, you know, you've got to start thinking and making your own mind up on stuff. You know, g'day, Drian. How you going? So that's really my message or my question for today. And look, I sometimes, and look, this is something that I'm really actually quite opinionated and passionate about. Everything that I say, I've thought about. Now, I may not have the answers for everything, but I've looked at things from lots of different ways, and I make my opinions and you know, from what I see. But I certainly don't suddenly, you know, have an opinion on something I hear on the news, because, well, of course I don't watch it anymore, but that's just ridiculous. So, g'day, Michael. How you going? Stir the pot, exactly. And really, you know, when I say that that I stir the pot, I'm just trying to get people thinking. And you know, if people started making up their own minds about things instead of just blindly following like sheep, the world would be a much better place. All of these things that are about, like terrorism and racism and all this sort of stuff, it's if everyone just started thinking for themselves and just be a good person themselves and don't worry about what anyone else is doing or telling you or any of that sort of thing, then everything would be just fine, you know. And I'm not saying that you should agree with what I say, but I'd like to get you thinking about it at least, you know. I mean, you might totally disagree with what I say, but at least think about it yourself. Yeah? Okay. Anyway, that's all I got for you for the moment. I've got some stuff I've got to do. So, g'day, Pat. And have a think about that. Okay? And I'll see you again soon. Bye now.